So, just to explain my daily routine here. So for commissions, obviously you want to make it through as many of the early day commissions, these small ones, as you can, because as you get through the 1 and 2 hour long ones, then you unlock the ones worth more, like, you know, like 760 in 2 hours, or 1,000 in like 2.5 hours, some 1,500 ones that are like 3.5 hours or something like that. For my level 100 ship ones, I actually have a dedicated, let's see, Milwaukee is my primary dedicated level 100 ship for that, so she's 104 now, and all of that experience, well, almost all of it, to get from 100 to 104 was just from doing these commissions. So I want to see how high I can get her just by doing these level 100 commissions where you need at least one level 100 ship. Then I am doing, so this started with me, so basically I select ships that are only part of the primary 4 factions, and that started because I figured the only ones worth like sending on commissions to like slowly get up to 100 eventually, that, you know, none of these I actually plan on ever putting in a fleet, probably not. Now I could probably XP boost like all of them, but not doing that. I was only doing the main 4 factions, so they have to be IGN, KMS, HMS, or USS, because those were the only 4 that gave you fleet tech power. And even though I have those all maxed out now, I've just continued anyways. So you can see everyone below. Well, Hood is a meme. She will always stay at level 85. Never level up Hood. I don't know. Back when the game first started, she was she was definitely top in the meta. But honestly, I always thought that she was one of the least visually appealing ships in the game in terms of life. Like, she's not bad. I mean, obviously, there's ones that are worse than her now, but at the time, she was. I didn't like how she looked very much. But on top of that, I don't know. I just think I'm leaving her there forever. She will be the one core ship that never that I never level up. Anyways, so you can see all down here are all the other factions that I haven't bothered. So you can the very lowest level that I have right now is 89 for the main 4 factions. These two, yeah. Let's see. Do I want my mouse shown? I guess so. Ah, fuck. Jeez. Thank you. That startled me. That always startles me. I don't expect it. Jeez. What's up? Yeah, of course. Let's see, I don't think my overlay is visible enough right now. I can barely freaking see the chat. That's well too late to change that. Oops. So, anyways, I'm just going through like my daily routine stuff. Of what I do, because I might end up handing off my account to a friend, so I'm trying to make it so that they can know everything that I do. So, anyways, all the other factions that aren't. Yeah, I'm on PC at the moment. I normally play on phone, but I just threw it on PC today so I can stream this. But otherwise, I'm actually a phone player. So subs I leave below and don't bother really. Obviously, I'll get to level 70 with all of them at least. But collab ships, any like French ships, Italian ships, Chinese ships, Russian ships, and all of those, I get to at least level 70ish, and then I leave them there because they're not part of the main 4 factions. So unless they're a top tier ship within their class, then I typically don't bother getting them up. So I'm hoarding. Of course, I'm hoarding too many. I'm almost at the point where I'm about to start having to retire purple bullets. Yeah, I need to get Rune Muse leveled up because she's another top tier one. But I'm conserving my bullets. The gold bullets are still worth saving. Jeez. So, anyways, where was I? I'm sending out subscriptions commissions. So, Milwaukee is my main level 100 commission ship. My secondary level 100 required ship for these commissions is Yubari. Where is she? She was always... So if Milwaukee is already out on one, then Yubari is my next one. And then I'll go down here and do like just the bottom selection that I can. And then the next one, if I have all four that are required for level 100, one level 100 ship. So first is Milwaukee, then is Yubari, then is Shigure, and after that is Suzuki. Let's see. Where is she? Yeah, Shigure, and then the fourth one, if there happens to be four at once, is Suzuki, yeah. Then the other thing that I do whenever I send out my ships on commissions is I always send out sister ships together on the same one so that they're hopefully like within like 10 points or 50 experience points of experience with each other. Specifically if they look alike. So like Kurokoa and Curlew, those two will always go together. Musketeer and Matchless, those two would always go together. And if like for example when I'm going through like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and the sixth one is her, then I'll deselect her and select the next one, or I'll deselect like the last one and make sure I have room for both of them. Let's see, what's some other examples of Z21 and Z20 both go on together all the time. These three, Mikazaki, Minazuki, and Uzaki, those three always go together. Bulldog and Beagle always go together. So especially if they share a lot of similarities. If they're basically twins, then I always send them out together on commissions. Alright, so the next... So classroom right now. So whenever I'm starting a class, so right now I'm kind of running out. I haven't bothered with their secondary ones because these both rely on being paired with other ships. So I just haven't bothered with them since I'm never going to end up using them paired with their other ships for their abilities. Excuse me. But I should do these subs. Generally, I don't start leveling up their abilities unless I'm currently using them in a fleet. But if I do, I always start out first with I'll do one of this mission, one of this one, then one of this one, and then the remainder with these, because that gets you out. And I'm not touching the 4th level ones right now. Because then, if you only do these, then you waste at least but one book. But if you do one short of all of these, and then one of these and one of these, and no, you min-max bullshit, blah blah blah. Right now for labs, I am prioritizing well, okay. Right now I have more money than I know what to do with, so I'm spending. I almost never do cube required research just because I like hoarding my cubes. But I'm going for this gun right now because I don't have one yet. So I'm trying to prioritize doing research that will get me one of those. Right now, let's see. So what do I go into next? So I'm not necessarily just right now. I'm like I said earlier. I'm might be giving my account to a friend of mine, and I want him to know everything that I do so that he can give my give my account the attention it deserves. What, we can do an operation? No. Okay. So of course you always got to give your daily 3 bits of blah 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 and unlock tech and stuff. I already did that. Did I already do my 3 builds today? I don't think I have. So here's the other main things I do. So whenever I build, so if I'm saving up cubes, then I'm not really low on cubes, which right now I've got so fucking many. Generally, I didn't like. So before, I liked having a float of at least 400 cubes. If I fell below 400, I started feeling uncomfortable. So if I had a bad time with an event and I fell below 400 after that, I would only do like 1 light cruiser build a day, and that's it, just to slowly build my way back up. Now I'm doing 3 because I'm dedicated to sets of 3 builds. Right now, let's see. For light, I've just got some stuff coming up that I might keep it, but it really depends. I've got some stuff coming up that might take my attention away from being able to dedicate to it. We'll see. It's kind of all up in the air right now. So right now in the light construction, I'm trying to get another Swiftsure because I need another one of her. Basically, if I can... Oh, I always get these. I like to have a minimum float of 4,000 of all of the purple parts, and general parts are always the one that fall under 4,000. No need for retrofit stuff anymore. So right now, yeah, as you can see there, so I don't like using gold bullets on ships that can be dropped on a level or ships that I can pull. I only like using bullets on like event ships that I'm not going to be able to find more for. So right now I need another Swiftsure so that I can max level break her, and I need another Lamalin so that I can max level break her, because each of those only need 1 more level break, so I just need 1 more duplicate of each of those. Both of those are in light construction, so I'll get them eventually. Mikasa as well, she's in heavy, I guess. But I'm not going to use bullets on those ships, because gold bullets are further and far between, and they're better used for stuff like, you know, like Rune Muse. Which I think, isn't she in the normal construction now? Didn't they add all of those to normal construction? Because ultimately the goal is to have them all max level broken. So if anything, collab ships are probably the ones that gold bullets should go to. Or I keep gold bullets for events to get the portrait. If I don't get an event ship until very late in the event, and I need to max level break a ship in order to get the portrait, that's a good way to have the good backup to have the bullets for. Of course, there's the daily cat stuff. I already did that. Okay. I like to keep above 1,000. There's more things. I always like to keep above 1,000 curries. If I fall below 1,000, then I'll take a break on spending oil in missions, just so I can spend the extra oil buying snacks, and I'll get up to somewhere between like 12,000 and 1,600, and then I'll lay off for a while until I get back to about 1,000ish, is where I am now. So right now, you can see I've got these 3 because they're all sister ships. So these 3 I'm trying to get up to 100 at the same time. I'm pretty much at the point now where, so anytime there's new ships, like in events and stuff like that, I'll get them up to their level 70. Or if they're a top tier ship, then I'll just leave them all the way up in 100. Or if they're just not a top tier ship, but they're part of the main 4, then like I said, I'd get them up to like 89 or whatever that I am now for the commissions. And if I'm not doing any of those, then I'm just getting some ships up to level 100 arbitrarily. So right now I've got most of the gold ships that I want up to level 100, and I'm just doing purple ships. So you can see, so I'll always get them up to a level 100, and then I have, I guess we'll go into the next thing. Color is great. So this is my fleet 3 is my leveling up fleet. So I don't like the I don't want to use the EXP boosters yet, and I like having my time with my ships. So I'll get them to level 100, and then I'll put them in my leveling up fleet here, and I'll level them up from 100 to 120 naturally through battle. And the way that I prioritize which ships are currently in my leveling fleet are, well, it depends. If they're top tier, then obviously they need to go in right away. So that's why Shimikaze's here. PR ships, of course. We have we have a Hakuryu and a Gear right now. Generally in the leveling up fleet, I don't give them like maxed out equipment. A lot of times I'm just like giving them standard equipment. So see, I didn't even like bother leveling that up, and generally I don't really have to until I put them in like in a main fleet. Well, she did. She got more stuff. Of course, I already gave her all hers. Yeah, if I don't have to spend the resources on upgrading their equipment, then I don't, because I saved that for my main fleets, which right now, here we go. Nope. This is, and same thing for subs. So this is my current sub leveling up fleet for easy stuff, and then of course I have my main fleet. And then so these are my chapter 14 fleets. Where this is my boss fleet. I don't want to leave Nagato. I love my Nagato, and sticking with an IJN fleet. I've had it, my IJN fleet has varied over time depending on what I need. But I always want a full IJN fleet because IJN is based. And then this is the mob fleet. So once Shimikaze gets to level 125, then she'll probably replace Ayanami here. Or will she replace Noshiro? We'll see. I don't know. She'll get in one of these slots for the boss fleet, even though I don't really need it, because these fleets do handle it mostly. Let's see. Depot, I always craft whatever I've happened to get for gold equipment, except for the ship maintenance thing, because obviously, why I don't need to. So, but if there's anything but that, I'll make it. Let's see, how close are we to that CA gun? 33 out of 50. We're slowly getting there. Slowly. Let's see. So for shops, I always buy general parts if they're available. If I'm running, let's see, for training books, I'd like to have a minimum of 200 each for each T3 training book. So if I'm below 200, then I'll buy like the combat books there. Obviously, if there's cubes in the shop, always buy those, unless they cost gems. Never spend gems. Prototype shops, I can't see any justification to use any of the prototype cores, just because everything here is so expensive that I would barely I could buy like my 10 special 10 of these or whatever, and that would blow me through like already over half of these. Everything is so expensive for it that I just can't bring myself to spend any of those. Obviously I have a shit ton of, I can buy 10 bullens if I want, so that's good. And the guild shop, of course, I always buy the gold gear parts. I'll buy food if it's there, and I'll buy, if there's purple gear, then obviously I get always the general gear parts, since I need to have a minimum 4,000 of those. Right now for gold, I'm focusing on buying gun ones, since that's the most used. Because if once I get the CA gun, then obviously I'll want to get the CA gun up to plus 13. So, what's next? So right now I'm grinding 14.4, which I can mostly full auto as long as I'm good. If I'm not doing, once I get New Orleans on 14.4, I don't know if the music's too loud, by the way. If the music's too loud, let me know. Other than that, right now I'm grinding D3 here in Witcher's Crown to get Duke of York, so that I can max level break curse. So I still need 2 more Duke of Yorks. Then after that, I'll go to, I don't know, I have to look. But I know I have other ships that I want to grind out from these levels to max level break. Let's see. Oh yeah. One more thing I want to touch up on. For events, so this is a strict thing I follow. When it comes to events, I only ever do builds of 3 at a time. I'm very set on that. And I'll do typically 3 or 4 sets a day. So I'll do, like, for example, 1 set of 3 builds in the morning, and then later another set of 3 builds in the afternoon, and then another set of 3 builds in the evening, so all spaced apart. And if I ever get an event ship on any of those, then if I do the next pull, I always make sure that it's on a game restart, because I think that does actually affect your odds, sort of, to restart between pulls. And if it comes down to like the last day of the event and I'm still missing a ship or something, then I'll just do a pull of 3, restart the game, pull of 3, restart the game, pull of 3, restart the game, and generally I'll eventually get it. I might occasionally do a 5 pull if I'm feeling frisky, but I hate doing 10 pulls because I don't like them. They use so many cubes, and so often they don't get what you want. I think my method has saved me a lot of cubes. I really stand by my 3 builds at a time rule or strategy. I don't know. So let's go into Siren, I guess. Yeah, technically I have over 1,000 cubes right now because I haven't opened up that 1 letter that gives you 200 extra. Okay. So, oh, that's an important message. Need an address. Okay. Alright. Nice. So when it comes to Operation Siren, same thing for sorry, I need to get my car is having issues and someone's messaging me about fixing that. So obviously I'll make my leveling fleet fleet 1, right? The other part, oh yeah, I forgot to say, the other part that will make me choose who's in my current leveling fleet is who I'm currently trying to grind EXP for in research. So right now I'm trying for, I'm getting experience for Anchorage. So that's why San Diego's here. Or not San Diego, San Francisco is here. And once a gear reaches 120, then I'll throw in another USS ship, probably Reno. Yeah. And then after that, I'm going for AVP. And once AVP is there, I've been saving Odin. I've been specifically saving Odin so that I can use her in my leveling up fleet while I'm also finishing combat XP for AVP, so that any experience earned by Odin in my leveling fleet will go towards AVP. Okay. Okay. Then right now I have this fleet I'm using for, so anything that's a little too challenging for the leveling fleet too challenging for the leveling fleet in Operation Siren, I just have this other fleet here, so obviously right now this is 3 USS ships, because any experience, even though these are all already maxed out, they're already 120, experience they gain in Operation Siren still contributes towards the combat XP and research, so any battles they do. What's up, Masami? Any damage, any combat XP they earn will still contribute towards Anchorage. And then I have my main IGN fleet here for anything else. They'll no matter what is happening in Operation Siren, if anything's too challenging for my other fleets, they're my main fleet. Like if I'm doing the Siren zones and stuff like that, this fleet handles the fuck out of it. Although I haven't updated it. Let's see. Let me make sure that Jinsu still has all of her equipment. Yeah, she does. Okay, good. Okay. So I'll probably swap, well, what's her name? Azuma in there, but I'm still waiting to get Azuma to Dev 30. Okay, so right now I can't get this because I'm not using the other one yet. Let's see. So obviously for the shops, I always prioritize buying gold gear things and gold gear materials for the gear shop, and any meta ship upgrade parts. I have in case I don't earn enough in a cycle. So let's go to let's go here. Resupply. Okay, yeah, so you can see I bought those. So if this gets down to like 3 hours remaining and I still don't have enough exchange parts to buy these, I have a backup of clearing to redeem some on, which I had to do last time. So I'm not redeeming these because I'm not using them yet. If I'm desperate to earn some, then I'll acquire these. But for now, I'm saving them there because if I'm not going to actually complete the missions from unlocking those, then I have no reason to use them. Oh, cubes. Nice. Let's see here. So here, for example, these, there's no reason for me to get these yet, because if I end up getting to the end of Operation Siren restarting, and I have a surplus of these left over, then I'm just wasting them. There's no reason for me to take these unless I really need to spend them, so that's why I'm leaving those there. Ready for me to use when I need. There's another 100, there's another 100... Another 100. So yeah, I have a good bit, which I just had to do because last cycle I had like 900. I needed like 900 or 1100 of those because I had all of my shops had a whole bunch of good stuff, and like the UR gear stuff, and I only had like 300 or 500 from earnings, so I needed to redeem about like 600 or 700 of those. Backup redeemables, so that's what those are there for. And then that's why I'm not claiming this yet, because it's just 50 of those to get one of these that I'm probably not going to use right now since I'm lazy. So that's why I'm not doing that one. If it's only like the one that uses 10 or 20 of the parts or the tokens, then I'll do those. But 50 is just too much. Too much. Then, of course, I focus on... So I don't use the oil anymore. I used to be a fool and was using the oil to automatically, like, clear the zones or whatever. But that's how you get exploration progress, is by, like, you know, all of the stuff like defeat promoted pawn fleets. I think that can only happen on your first entry, or I know some of these can, like Siren scanning facility. I'm pretty sure you can only do that on your initial clear of the level, not after it's been declared as safe. They have to be explorable. So stuff like this, I will just full auto with my IJN fleet because they'll be able to handle it. Anything right now that's like level 4, I'll do with my American front fleet to give towards Anchorage, and everything else I do with my leveling up fleet since I want them to level up. Yep. So where is the next one? Yeah, I've left too many boss things around that I'm too lazy to do, so we have to go over here and hit view, and that will show me where the next one is. Good. So this is a safe zone level 4, so I can just let my level up fleet handle it. And I guess now we just like hang out and talk while I watch my fleet just do stuff. So I don't want to use the EXP packs yet. I feel dirty using them. It feels cheap, especially to get from level 100 to 120. Since the whole time before those were introduced, my whole thing has been, you know, spending my time with my ships that I level up to 120, and I feel like, you know, I need this leveling up fleet that are dedicated to getting my ships from 100 to 120, and it gives me a special amount of time going through and actually getting them all updated. Once again, I don't know, tell me if the audio is too loud. Because that's a special time to spend together. You know, Shimakaze, getting her, I could just boost her straight to 120 if I wanted, but feels dirty. I need that special time with her. She needs her time with Shiki-kan, leveling her up for 100, 120. So right now I'm mostly just keeping the EXP packs once again as like a good backup if I don't get an event ship until the very like last couple days of the event, and I have to boost them because it used to come in pretty clutch. I've had some times where I didn't get an event ship until the very... One sec, where's the audio? It's too loud in my ears now. Where I didn't get an event ship until the very end, like literally like in a couple hours before the end of the event. And then I throw them in straight into the dorm to start leveling, getting them up to 70 so I can max level to break them so that I can earn their portrait. Because I don't bother doing the points that say use X ship and beat C3 10 times with them, because I'd rather use my leveling fleet for that. So I don't bother putting those ships in and doing those ones, because as long as you get every event ship and you put them all up to level 7, or you max level break all of them, that is exactly enough points to get the portrait. So yeah. So I've had some times where I didn't get a ship until the very end, threw them into the dorm, but that alone, the dorm experience, is not enough to... Because you get, I think, a 2-week period after the event is over to still earn the portrait. And that wasn't quite long enough to get a ship in the dorm from level 1 to level 70 in 2 weeks, I think. So I would have to end up throwing them into my leveling up fleet and just grind them to boost them up in order to get them enough experience to get up to 70 in time. But now that EXP boosters exist, I can just EXP boost them up and not have to worry about it. So that's what I'll save the EXP boosters for. Yeah. Skip. Get our tokens, special item tokens, and our tuning samples, because tuning samples aren't worth spending tokens for, but here, spending just those energy devices is worth it. We'll use those right now. Good. Because we have 59 of those, so... Plenty. Alright, and then where's this one? It's over here. It's a level 5. So corrosion level 5, I don't think my leveling fleet will handle. Which right now I have Hakuryu as the flagship, just because I just recently put in Sutsukuri, or whatever her name is, the Russian ship there. Because the Russian ship's only 102. So once the Russian ship gets up to like 105 or something, then I'll probably swap her in a flagship position. But for now, let me switch over to my fleet that has the frontline USS so that they can handle these higher level enemies while getting EXP for Anchorage. I have them with a full... So I had one... So a while back, I remember following some Operation Siren guide, which is basically for the Operation Siren boss zones. Not the Siren zones, but just the one that has the boss of the Siren. All of them have weak points, where some of them are specifically weak to BB gun damage, and some of them are specifically weak to aircraft carriers. So I have one fleet that's all BBs, and I have another fleet that's all CAs or CLs, sorry, aircraft carriers, with Taiho obviously as the flagship for that, since she is a tank, so she'll likely be able to take more damage. That strategy hasn't really proven to be that meaningful, but whatever, I just left them there anyways. I have to, they don't have, oh, okay. I have to re-add my standard fleet here because I'm playing for the first time on the PC. I'll just add these, just my general ones, except we'll add Enterprise here for her boss. I still, even though Enterprise isn't technically top tier anymore, I still use her for this kind of stuff because of her 2x damage. And then we'll throw in an Ibuki. Or should I do the other strategy like my other boss fleet? No. No, I'll just stick with my, whatever. I'll just do my standard, what they were before. Let's go with that. I love this loading screen. It's like one of the best ones. I don't really put that much work into min-maxing and like making the perfect fleet, because I know you can set up fleets and stuff like that so that you can actually beat the meta ships in like one go, but I'm not that high type of a player. I'd say I'm obviously up there, but I'm not, I'm definitely not like a min-maxer. I pay a certain amount of attention to the tier lists, and I use the community tier list GitHub page for like weapon recommendations and stuff on ships, because they put a lot of work into that, and it's more effort than I'm willing to put into specifying. I mean, sometimes I'll go through and manually select like different equipment depending on the ship, but I generally don't end up. I wish on mobile there was, well, I guess I could always get a of like a third-party app. Hey, nice, kind of good. We'll do the collect there, and then we'll go to the boss list and do our ones here. I always try to help out my guild mates if they are there. Level 20 ships and no second fleet yet. Yeah, just keep at it. You know, get them in your dorms so they're earning passive XP all the time. And yeah, basically you'll just grind. You want to grind out the levels that you can. So if that's like 1-4 right now or something, or 2, I'm not sure what if you're on 2-4 yet. But if like 2-3, if 2-2 is doable, but 2-3 and 2-4 are too challenging, just grind out 2-2 for a while until they get high enough. 1-4, yeah. Shouldn't take too long. Generally, the first I'd say the first 6 or 7 chapters are generally, you'll make them through pretty quick overall. But yeah, you will have to spend some time. You'll reach, as you reach each chapter, it reaches a new level of challenge where you gotta go back to the previous chapter and just grind out some EXP. Nice. Yep, no, you'll get there. Before you know it. Okay, we're just doing my daily 3. Here you get 3 daily attempts on the meta boss. That helps other players. Always got to do those 3 and your standard 2 that you get from earning points in Siren. Ibuki is such a cinnamon roll. I love Ibuki. I'm glad that her, because I know she used to be lower in the tier list, but now she's she's still up there. I can't remember what change happened. Something happened that put her higher up. But I know she started out as one of the more sort of disappointing PR ships, but now she's got her place. So that's good. Cause she was the first PR ship I picked. She's the first one that I unlocked, and the first one that I got to Dev 30, and the first one that I Fate Simulationed max. Find 30 T3 general parts. Oh yeah, They starting out like Akashi missions and stuff. All the new player missions and stuff definitely help. Okay. one more. A better way? No, not really. For all the parts, you'll just get them. You'll just get them naturally over time. Either through buying them in events with points, or seeing them in the shop if you have extra money available, or by just having them drop in levels and stuff. You never really have to specifically grind for any equipment parts. You just kind of pick them up. The only thing that you might end up having to grind for is specific retrofit blueprints. I know I was running low on, I think, DD ones at a point, because I was going through a whole bunch of retrofits at the time, so there was a while that I was grinding 8-4 hard instead of 11-4. Because that one specifically gave the type of blueprint I needed. Or same for, actually it wasn't even gold ones I was running low on. I was having to grind 2-4, I think. Because 2-4 gave purple cruiser or destroyer blueprints. Either way, point is, you might have to grind specific levels because they give you specific blueprints. But as for gear parts, you'll just pick them up over time, really. Okay, finally we're through our 3. And we can go back and we can continue here and earn our 1. We'll complete our other daily missions here. And get our second fight with Soryu Meta. Yeah, I think if you just use the wiki, like, let me open a page here and see. If you go to, let's say, Azur Lane, I'm just going to go to Azur Lane 1-4. And so if you go to the specific level for, like, 1-4, you can see map drops is T1 upgrade parts and T1 tech boxes. And if we go to, let's see, like 2-3. So 2-3, you can unlock T1 upgrade parts and T1 to T2 tech boxes. So let's see, is it chapter 3 that starts dropping? So chapter 3 starts giving you T2 upgrade parts. So what about 4-4? T2, 5-4, T2, really? Jeez. 6-4? Chapter 6, you start unlocking T3 upgrade parts from map drops. I think you also get them through research and stuff, and of course the your daily raids. There's that one daily raid. So what's the next event? The next event, so right now, this mini event that we just had was for, she's a Italian ship, right? Was she Italian? I think she's an Italian ship. I think so. We have another Italian event coming up, which is pretty cool because we haven't had a new Italian event in a while. Actually, have we even had more than the one Italian event? Yeah. We've had 2. We had the first one that featured Littorio. Then the second one that featured Venezia or whatever. Or maybe it's not Italian at all. I don't know. I'm just speculating. Okay. So, I have no more levels to grind out for meta points, so instead, we're going to look for some... Do we have any gold chests? Here we have a gold chest. Sure. It's only a corrosion level 3, but... Oh well. Alright, then we'll just do request recon, because we're lazy, and we'll go to our leveling up fleet, since this is only corrosion level 3. Yeah, we've had 2 main event Italian events, yeah. Been a while since we had a, I think the next one might end up being a KMS, an Iron Blood event. Because the last IJN event that we had with Shimikaze was them heading over to meet Iron Blood, but then getting interrupted on the way. So I'm pretty sure it might be another Iron Blood event, which will continue the story of the Japanese visiting them. We'll see. Yeah, ha 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 ha. But yeah, I'm running out of top tier ships to level up from 100 to 120. I've got Odin to do. I think I'm pretty much out of USS ships to do in the main fleet. So in the back, I've got Independence there. I'm talking like tier 0, tier 1 ships. So I'm working my way down to leveling up tier 2 ships. There's armor thing, good. So I'll go here, wrong button. Request our support so that we don't have to fight it so many times alone, hopefully. And give other Shikigans their 3 dailies to maybe help me. This might be... I'm on track to actually maxing out her point accumulation. I got pretty close last time. I don't think I've figured out if metaships. I don't think metaships EXP contributes towards research EXP. So, for example, right now on the D3 or whatever, it requires a light cruiser, which I currently don't have a light cruiser in my leveling up fleet. So I just had to pick another one. In this case, I picked Helena Meta. I don't think Helena Meta's experience earned contributes towards USS ship experience, because I think she's technically not a part of the USS faction. She's in the Meta faction. I need to test that theory by just looking at Anchorage's EXP contribution, only using Helena Meta for like a few fights and seeing if it does or if it doesn't contribute. But I'm assuming it doesn't, because she's not... The Muse ships are still technically... The Muse ships, I'm pretty sure, do contribute, because they're still a part of those factions, despite being Muse ships. But the Meta ships are not part of their faction. They're their own faction. But I might be wrong. Warida. OG NT. Right. So the theory right now is that Arizona, because Arizona meta and Yamashiro meta were both leaked, and as of now, every single meta ship that has come into has appeared in the game, all have gotten a retrofit either before their meta ship introduction or after. So in Arc Royal's case, so a lot of people are speculating that Arizona is going to get a retrofit. And I guess going on that, because obviously everyone wants Enterprise meta, and now that Enterprise has been knocked down on the tier list, everyone wants an Enterprise retrofit. I could see it happening. Okay, so you can see here with the amount of points they have tomorrow, I might get this level. There's still 15 days left, so I'm pretty sure I might actually max out my synchronization rewards. I think last time I only got to here with the last meta ship. So I'm already further than 1250%. So I might actually make it to 1400% this time with 15 days left. I'm pretty sure, yeah. If I'm earning, was that like 240, so like 500-ish with my 2 fights, plus 70 each for the daily 3. So that's about 700 total. 700 times 15. Oops, that's not my calculator. I could probably do this in my head, but I'm too lazy. 10,000. About 10,000 points. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, no. I'm definitely on track to get this last equipment before she's over. Nice. Of course, she's activated already. We're fully activated with that. And I don't like how long it freaking takes to unlock there. Holy shit. I just barely finished hers, I think. I got all 3 of hers out, and she was the very first meta ship. And right now I'm working on Helena's, I think. Which I'm at level 9 of 1 of hers. So that's only 1 out of her 3. Then she still has 2 more. It takes so long to get up to level 10. Oh, hers is almost done. Jeez, hers is really close to being done. For that one anyways. So I have to get 2 more of hers all the way up to level 10. Then all 3 of hers, and all 3 of hers, and all 3 of hers. Like, it's gonna take, it's ridiculous. They need to lower that. It's insane. Good. Well, that's pretty much that. That's pretty much all I really need to do today for Operation Siren. Oh, right. I could do more, since I did say I wanted to do the, need to save some oil. But I do want to keep on grinding 14.4. Because yeah, obviously, if I was really if I was really doing the most I could with Operation Siren, I would be doing like all of these boss fights, all of these Siren zones, because I can do them all. What is this? I never seen that. I never noticed that blinking before. Interesting. Man, do I want to do the exchange for the... Sure, I think I've got extras right now. I've got a little extra. I can spare the 50 there, because it gives the gold upgrade parts as well, so... I'll do that one so that I can get this one, even though I'm not going to spend the other 50 on this one. I'll just keep it until the end. I'll keep it until the very last day before Operation Siren resets. Then I'll do it. Okay. Fusumeta. Oh, nice. Okay, so right now, so I don't like, here's the thing I don't like. I don't like my resources being maxed out and not using them. So that's why I hate having so much excess money right now. Because my merchant isn't doing anything useful. It's just sitting here at 1200. I like to make it so that I'm always at, like, if before it reaches 12,000, I'll like bring it down to having 3,000 remaining, and then build its way back up to 12,000. So for oil, I think what's my max right now that I can earn there? 3,300 or something. So I need to make sure oil is easy because I can, if I do have excess oil that I'm not spending, I can always buy it, curry with it, and then I can make sure that I'm always putting my canteen to work by having it generate and not just sitting on 12,000 coins doing nothing. So same thing for the EXP things here. I'm holding the most I can right now, so I'm gonna wait until this maxes out, and then I'll start using my EXP boosters on some ships, whichever ones I feel like using it on. Okay, I don't need anything there. Do you unlock dock space or dorm slots first? Probably dorm. Unless you really need the dock space, which you only really need dock space if you're a collector like me. So I want to have every single ship in the game, which right now I kind of do, except for New Orleans and fucking the one that I missed. There's only one collab ship I ever missed, and it was slightly before I decided to be a collector. Otherwise, I would have her, and that's Gamer Kizuna I. But yeah, no, definitely dorm slots first, because in the dorm they're always getting like passive EXP gain and stuff like that. Whereas in your dock, unless you're actually running out of space, which if you're hoarding bullens, you know, you can always just use a few bullens, and that will free up some space. Gems, so yeah, gems, pretty much the only thing you should use gems for is your starting upgrades, so that would be like extra classroom slots if you're going to use them, extra dorm slots for sure, because increasing your dorm space, can I not zoom out? How do I zoom out? How do I zoom out? No, I don't know how to zoom out. Oh well. Actually, extra dorm space, so that they have, because I think the bigger you make it, the more ships you can fit. And then the extra slots. And the second floor you'll want eventually too, because if you're grinding ships like I am right now and you're using them a shit ton, in order for them to maintain their current mood and not have to wait a while to gain mood, you want them in the resting slots, assuming that you don't have them in the training already. You can't max level break them until they're 70, but you can see, like, yeah, I think it's level, you can do one limit break at level 10. You can do the next level limit break at 30. So that's what? That's 1, 2, yeah. So 1 at 10, 1 at 30, and then the last limit break, max level break at 70, I'm pretty sure. So you can at least get you can, like, Laffy, you can get her up to at least, because she'll start out 3 stars. So at level 10, you can make her 4 stars, and at level 30, you can make her 5 stars. That'll use 2 bullens. But, yeah. And then at level 7, you can max level break up to 6 stars. I'll message you. No, okay. What was I feel like there's. Oh yeah, I still have to do my daily raids, which right now. So I used to always do the level, the level 70 ones before the new ones were added, and I would manual play them. I didn't do quick battles. I always did the normal battle with my leveling up fleet because that earned me XP. But now, even with a high level fleet, the new ones they've added are a bit more challenging. So I've just completed them each once, and now I just quick battle them because whatever. Da, da, da. And then this escort mission. I think this is the one that gives you gold gear parts at the max level. It's worth mentioning that there's the air one and the firepower one, I think. Each of them give different gold gear parts. So I think the air one does like general parts and AA parts, and I think the firepower one does main gun parts and and aircraft parts, I think. So right now I'm doing the second one that gives me main gun parts, since main gun parts are the main thing I'm going for. Well, you can only play them on those days, right? So Monday, Thursday, Sunday. Monday and Thursday, each of them get 2 days a week of them being the daily one, and then Sunday, all of them are unlocked. And this one unlocks every Monday. Obviously, you'll start out only doing, like, you know, the level 10 ones. Do whichever one you can handle. Yeah, they rotate. And if you're grinding a lot of levels throughout the day, you can earn urgent ones before you'll always get your nightly urgent ones. But before that, during the day, you might unlock some urgent ones. So it's always good to check if you have any urgent ones that give. If they only give like 360 or 180 or less, then I generally don't do them. I only do them if they give like 560 or 1,000 or 1,500 or something. But some of them give you a chance to unlock gems, so you always do those. Purple bullets. Yeah, you have to use gold bullets on gold chips. Laffy, right? She starts out as a purple one, so you only need to use purples on her. Let's see. Next, I still have to do my exercises. Exercises, I just go for the one I can. If I try to get them each below, if each the main and the vanguard are below 14,000s, then I know I can probably do it without an issue. So I always just do those, so I don't have to worry about it. But that's just me. That's because they're just. I know my fleet here, which my PvP fleet's completely different. Well, it's still the back fleet's the same, but the front fleet is with Yukikaze, Noshiro, and Ayanami. Since Ayanami is great for heavy DD damage. Yukikaze is great for survival. Hey, look at that! We were just talking about Helena meta reaching max EXP. Let's go back and change hers to this one, I guess, or whatever. Go. Woo! I still have to do challenge mode. I've gotten every challenge mode for each like new one. I have to do this one still. I better make sure to do that before this this one lasts, which it goes to January, so I still have plenty of time on it. Maybe I'll do that today. For now, let me get these exercises out the way. Oh yeah, there's a lot to know. Well, I'm glad I'm helping you. there's a lot to take in. There's so much stuff that you have to that you just kind of pick up over time, or you have to look up the right thing and the right keywords in order to find information on it. I don't really know if there's a complete starter guide. I mean, even what I'm saying right now is not really. I mean, I'm answering your questions, but the stuff that I'm going through right now is not really applicable to you since I'm so high leveled. everything that I'm doing right now isn't really start game advice. Like all the Operation Siren stuff is kind of pointless to you for the moment, but. Oh, nice. They've got the whole... God love PvP cosmetic fleets. So you don't necessarily want a strong... So if you're just trying to make it so that you can get the most... You don't need a strong defense fleet unless you're trying to defend your current rank position. Like if you're in the top... Like if you're trying to get in the top 10... and you don't want to be booted out, then you want to set up like as strong a defense fleet as possible. But if you want to be defeated as easily as possible, then you want a weak defense fleet because that pushes you back further and makes it so that you'll have easier time earning points. It's kind of hard to explain. Because you get more points and more rank gain if you defeat someone who is at least 30 ranks above you. So it's easier to defeat the people 30 ranks above you if you're losing more levels. So, you know, they're level 103 right now, because I'm 238. But if I had a strong defense fleet, then I'd probably be higher than 238, because less people would be booting me out of my position. But I don't want that, because if I was higher, if I was in the top like 100 right now, there's a good chance all of my enemies would be way higher. like this fleet right here, the 158, 169, I doubt I could beat that with my current fleet, anyways, because I haven't put that much work into like making it the best PvP fleet ever. One day I do want to end. I do want to finish a PvP season in a. Thanks for the follow. I do want to finish. I do want to get a rank 1 once, which I have gotten rank 1 once. I didn't keep it, of course, but there was a time that I was rank 1 for like 10 minutes or something. But yeah, this is my defense fleet is just my flexing fleet, showing that I have been a part of all 3 of these collab events with HoloLive, Kiznai, and Hyperdimension Neptunia. Okay, what's next? I'm waiting. I currently have a guy on the way to help me with my car. Oh yeah, we can get our collect all now since I've done a bunch of stuff. Woo! Oh, I haven't done my hard mode stages. Gotta do that, of course. Which right now, of course, I am just grinding out 12-4 so that I can unlock more choke eyes. So obviously I grinded her out like way back in the normal 12-4, not hard mode, and unlocked her at least once. I have since then unlocked her 1 more time for a limit break, but I still need to have her drop 3 more times in total on the hard mode stage. I'm not going out of my way for it, but I do just use my 3 daily hard mode attempts since 12-4 right now. Might as well use them, get my hard mode stuff done, and then hopefully unlock her. 3 more drops because I cannot justify using Bullens to upgrade her because it's not like I'm rushing to use her in my fleets anyways. She's not going to be used, so I have no reason to spend Bullens on her, especially since I can just get her to drop naturally while I'm playing 12-4 anyways. That's what I did for pretty much every other gold ship that drops. So that's right, the Fox Mines, the 3-4 Fox Mines for Akagi and Kaga, I did not unlock them once and then bull in them. I actually played their stages enough times to max level break them with only duplicates of themselves. And that would be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops each. So that was a lot of Fox Mines. So I'm slapping my hand with chopsticks. So yeah, hopefully Chokai, I can get her to drop 3 more times here eventually. Because if I get her 3 more times, then I can max level break her, and then I can get her up to level 100. And then probably at some point get her to 120. Smack. You spelled smack. You're supposed to get S-M-A-C-C. Smack. Just a ranger. And I got an urgent mission. It's probably not worth much. Oh, they're in attack mode right now? Whatever. I guess. Oh, wait, did I have all of them? That's another thing. For the fleet formation, I'll show you that later. I think mine defaulted to attack line because I just loaded it on PC, and that resetted a bunch of settings I had from my phone. Come on. I got her. So after 12-4, hard finally dropped. I think it only took me about like 2 weeks, and I got Chokai to drop. But ever since then, she hasn't dropped again. So I got like the 1 extra, so that I could level break her from 3 stars to 4 stars, which meant level her up from level 70 to level 80. She can't go on. She can't pass level 80 until she's 5 stars, which I can't do because she's not dropping again. It's been like months. Months now. It's been at least like a couple months, and she's still not dropping on these hard mode fights. Just like I said, I'm not really going out of my way. I could just be farming 12-4 regular if I was really wanting her that bad, but right now I'm, like I said, if I'm not, until I'm finished grinding 14-4, right now I'm grinding the D3 on Winter's Crown or whatever to get 2 more Duke of York so I can max level break her. Retrofits, I'm almost done retrofits. The only retrofits I have to do is for Yamashiro and Fuso. But their retrofit actually makes them worse than their originals. Do you need to roll to fill out 2 fleets? Well, not necessarily. I mean, a lot of the best ships right now are from, like, you know, rolling. Like, I'm pretty sure you can still get, like, Warspite through rolling. You know, Nagato is through rolling. Yeah, a lot of the good ships are in the build pool. There are some that drop in levels that are still good, such as Jinsu. Although she's the 11-4 unlock. Jinsu is the only one that as soon as I got her, I bullied her up instead of farming extra drops of her. I used bullets on her because at the time she was still like a pretty top tier IGN ship. She's a little lower now, but I still use her. But at the time she was a top priority for me to get into my IGN fleet, so I was like, alright, got her to drop, let's bullin the fuck out of her, use a bullin to retrofitter, and we're done. But yeah, if we go into retrofit available, so right now, obviously, I have Yamashiro and Fuso here. Those are the so Yamashiro I already got up to level 120. Fuso I have at 90 just because I'm not particularly working on her. And then I have the 2 level 80 ones right here. I'm not using Bolins on them, obviously, but those are the 2 that I'll retrofit. So Yamashiro I have all the way up before her modernization, but I'm not going to modernize her here, which will change her ship type from a battleship to an aviation battleship, and she's actually worse as an aviation battleship. It's a downgrade. Same for Fuso. So I have Fuso all the way up to here. But I do want to complete my catalog of my retrofit ships, because they're the last 2. So that's why I have duplicates of each of them, and I'll do a retrofit on them, which right now, of course, I'm not using Bolins on them because they can drop normally on stages or in the build pool and stuff. So I need 2 more of her to drop so I can max level break her, and then another one to drop to retrofit her. Oh wait, actually do I? I don't think they even use it. They don't even use an extra one. So yeah. I need 2 more Fusos and 3 more Yamashiros to just drop for me. They're just kind of on the back burner. And then the 2 level 80 ones, I will, I'll modernize to their downgrades. And then once I have those 2 done, then I will have every retrofit. Which, if we go here, so retrofits, you can see I have all of them, except for those 2, Fuso and Yamashiro, because I'm not going to do that on the main ones I'm leveling up. Same for Archives. See, Archives, this is the one. Super Gamer Keys and I. Literally the only ship in the game, because right now the only common ship I need is New Orleans from 14.4. But I have every other collab ship except for Keys and I. Of course, PR ships. I'm still working Anchorage, Marco Polo, and AVP, and I have a lot of meta ships. So, unfortunately, collab events don't tend to get reruns. So it's very, 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 very unlikely, if not pretty much impossible, that a Keys and I event is going to happen again or get a rerun. Which means Gamer Keys and I will forever haunt me as the only ship that will ever be missing from my catalog. It's a sad thing. It's very sad. I'll never. Luckily, the collab ships don't contribute to your percentage. So in your collection here, collab ships don't actually stop you from getting 100%. But still, it's not truly 100% because I am missing her. Light, heavy, it depends on who you need. Light for, yeah, I mean, it depends who you need and how many chips you have, or cubes you have. If you're rolling low on cubes, then lights cost half as much. So, popularity poll, which right now I'm voting on Ibuki because she's a cutie. Oh, I don't even have any to spend. Well, GG. Wait, why was it telling me something here? Oh. Oh, what? Oh, okay, that's why. I never use rental outfits, because I think it's just trying to lure you into buying them. So literally, I've never once purchased a free rental outfit, because it's just a trick. Okay. There you go, finished all the weekly events. Yeah, I just don't, I feel, I just, alright, so here's the thing. So here is all my maintenance compensations that I'm saving. And the reason I'm saving them is because right now, I don't want any of their, so as long as you favorite them, they never expire. So I still have all of this coins and extra oil that I can redeem at any time that I need to. And there's 3 cubes. I got 200 gems here. See, 50,000. Right now there's no point for me to redeem this and get 50,000 coins because I already have like 100,000 more than I need. And then I have, where's that big one? Oh no! Oh no! Oh, lame, dude. They changed it. Oh, I feel so ripped off. This one used to give you 200 cubes as well. What the fuck? They actually... Wait, I think it was 200 cubes instead of 200 gems. Why is it 200? Why'd they change it? I was counting on those 200 cubes so I could have over 1,000. What? Bullshit! Bullshit! What? They changed that. They fucking changed it. I just wasn't using it because I'm saving the 500. So that's the other thing that's happened on events is that I've been bottlenecked not on the cubes, but on coins. Because to do 10, for every 10 builds that you do of the events, costs 10,000 coins. So you go through coins real fast if you're desperately trying to get that last event ship to drop. Which, remember, I don't ever do 10 pulls. I only do sets of 3 pulls, restarting games between each 3 pull. Maybe the occasional 5 pull. But still... I've easily had times where I've gone through like 150 or 200 builds just trying to get that one last event ship that won't drop for me. And that's a fuck ton of coins. So I've had to spend gems on buying coins before because I've ran out of gems. So I've had to use 15 or 450 gems to buy 15,000 coins to do like 13 more builds or whatever. So that's why I'm saving all of this mail, because I'm counting on the fact that I will come have an event soon, and I'm gonna have some bad luck drawing an event ship. I'm gonna blitz through all of my fucking coins to the point where I have no coins remaining to do more builds, and the only way I'm gonna be able to get more coins to do more builds is either spending gems on them, which is real money, or I have all of these as backup. If I desperately need oil, then I'll use it, but ideally I want to have oil and coins each below my max threshold so that I can fully utilize and take advantage of those mails. So that's why I wasn't doing this one yet, because 50,000 fucking, coins is perfect for one of those times that happens, especially since the events I'm also tending to grind out the stages to earn as many points as I can, which means I'm also running low on oil, so that's perfect. This also used to give 200 cubes, which I was really looking forward to using, because that will put me over 1,000, but they changed it to 200 gems, which I guess is, well, it's not really worth more, because you can buy 11 cubes for 100 gems, I think. Oh god, I'm actually really pissed off. 300. So it's not even enough to buy 11 cubes. So straight up, the 200 cubes that used to be in here was worth substantially more than the 200 gems. But it looks like they didn't want people like me holding on to those fucking 200 cubes. I'm actually really upset about that. I can no longer bloat that I have 1,000 cubes. Wow. Actually really fucking disappointed. I'll show you my secretary ships. This was perfect. I bought the lucky box, and this was the only skin out of the lucky box that I wanted, was Peter Stracer's, because she looks fucking hot in it, and I got her out of it. So that was the lucky box indeed. All of the PR, any UR ships all have live 2D skins now, so that's cool. That gear is great. She's so cute. Alright, well... It's 11 already, damn. I was thinking that guy was going to be here by now. Oh well, I guess I'll start doing 14-4. So I'll show you my 14-4 strategy. Because there is a specific strategy right now, because I can't just do it willy-nilly. There is an actual strategy to it. So first of all, these two fleets are already selected by default, which is good, because that's exactly where I want them. But gotta make sure that we select Submarine Fleet 2, so that my higher level sub-fleet's there. So here is my 14-4 completion strategy for me, which I followed Just 3C's guide on it. So that's primarily why I have Amagi here in the main fleet, because I wouldn't have thought about that if it weren't for Just 3C's video. Highly recommend watching Just 3C on YouTube. He does fantastic coverage of all the events and rates each ship in the events and does other helpful tutorials. If Masami, if you have not checked him out, highly recommend it. But yeah, Amagi offers a fantastic damage reduction buff, and that's I switched her to a different ship temporarily just to find out. I switched her to Aquila, and it did not work out. So she's definitely needed for the boss fleet. And then as for my main fleet right now, I have Prinz Heinrich as my main tank, because even though Rune U, or even just regular Rune, or Rune Muse and regular Rune are both better, I don't have either of them max level broken, because I don't have nearly enough research blueprints or whatever, blueprints to get Rune to level to Dev 25 or Dev 30, let alone Dev 30. So that's why I'm not using her, because she's only that good if she is like Dev 30 or at least Dev 25. And same for Rune Muse. I don't want to use gold bullets on her quite yet. So Prinz Heinrich is the next best tank that I have, and then these two, Yukikaze retrofit, because she's fantastic, and Yukikaze for some dodging, and then of course Perseus and Aquila, since they're the two best healers in the game, so they're really good for the mob fleet. And then I have New Jersey as my BB there. So the strategy here is I want as many of these as possible. So these mobs right here are the recon ones. There's recon mobs, and so unfortunately, here's the thing is, I need one more aircraft carrier in order to have true air superiority, so I don't have the chance of ambushes. Oops, oh shit, no, wrong ship, wrong fleet. Well, rip. I have to restart now. Damn, that was a really good setup. That was a really good start. I liked that one. Because ideally I want to start the stage with as many of these recon mobs as possible. Because ideally I only want to fight recon mobs, because they mostly use like subs and stuff. The main fleets hit your main fleet in the back way harder. Alright, so secondary is my mob fleet. And now, of course, she's going to get interrupted. Yep. If I get hit by an ambush in the first, like, 1 or 2... See right there? Not even going to bother. I just got... Not even going to bother. Ideally, I want no ambushes at all. But they can handle one ambush. But if I hit an ambush on the way to the first fleet, or on the way to the second fleet, then I just don't bother. I just restart at that point. Okay. What? What are they? Oh. Okay, they're supposed to be on support mode. Whatever, I'll be fighting them anyways, I guess. Yeah, so you want support mode. Oh yeah, and you want on double line advance. That's super important. So, circular defenses for more AA. Single line assault gives you more attack, And double line advance gives you more evasion, and especially in these later stages, pretty much all the time, if you're struggling, you want to be on double line advance, because that will make your ships much more likely to survive. So we're going to move our subfleet over here. So I'll always use my subfleet on the first fight here, and then I try to not have to use them so that I can save them for the boss fight. So the first thing you do on this stage is always go down to this fleet, because the very first thing you want to do is get this lighthouse. Because that lighthouse gives you way easier time fighting the mob fleets. You do, because the whole thing here is you're doing like a night battle and it's all darkness and stuff, and you need that lighthouse on to make it so that you can actually hit the enemies. So I can pretty much full auto these now that I'm on safe. I was having to do a lot of manual control at first, but now that I've got the threat level down to safe after beating it so many times, I'm pretty comfortably doing full auto on these fights. So obviously, as soon as I got New Orleans, I'm not going to be grinding this stage because it's very heavy on oil cost. And since I'm already using fleets I have maxed out, I'm not getting any EXP gain for it. All of the ships I'm using aren't even USS ships right now, so I'm not even getting contribution towards Anchorage. Okay, so I've got the lighthouse on, so at this point, I'm going to hopefully make it through all the rest of these fights without having to use my subs, because I want to save my subs for the boss, because they're very crucial in the boss. So right now, so here's the main fleet, this 127 one. I'm going to try to make it so I don't have to fight that. Ideally, I want to do any recon fleets, the smaller ones. So we got 2 up here. Both of these are 1-star, actually. That's super easy. And I'll do the first 3, so I'll do this one that I just did. That's 1. I'll go up to this second one. I'll do 1 more, and then I'll go and get the ammo refill. Oops. Oh, shit. Submarines are on. So if you ever have a bad fight, like if one of your ships sinks, this is especially important in the boss fight, you can always quit and it restarts, it returns everyone back to their health. And like the sub uses that I just had, the sub should have regained its use back now. Right, I guess even if it took a use, they're not losing health or anything. So auto submarine off, especially since this is a 1-star. I definitely don't need them. I'll only use the submarine fleet on the first enemy clear there, since that's before I have the lighthouse on. And then I'll use the submarine fleet only if my secondary fleet here is struggling to beat the 7 mob clears that I need for the boss to spawn. So if I end up having to fight like a main fleet, especially a 3-star main fleet, because I have no other choice, and I'm doing not so great on health, then I'll let the subs come in and help out. So there are some times that I have to do that, and you can pretty much comfortably do that. But if I can avoid using the subs, I have them at tip-top shape. Oh, one sec. I want to see if that was a knock on the door. It was not. We're good. Okay. Let's see what's next. Okay, so we'll hit up this one because I want to beat one more fleet, because these ammo refills give you 3, and for the first 2 fights of using them, you get high ammo. Or only if you have 5 out of 5 and 4 out of 5 ammo, you get a damage boost for having plenty of ammo. So ideally, Well, I guess technically you'd want to revisit there as many times as possible, but that increases your risk of getting hit by things. So I'll do 3 fights against some mobs while trying to make it so that I'm going and getting closer to that ammo refill. And then after this 3rd fight, I'll go and get the ammo refill, which will bring me up from 2 out of 5 back up to 5 out of 5. Hey, host twos. So right now, my Vanguard fleet is specifically set up with equipment to have anti-sub measures, because that's the big thing that these recon fleets have, is they have a lot of submarines. And that info I picked up from Just 3C's guide on YouTube. So, like I said, super helpful to know, because I might have not pieced that together myself. I guess I'll show you my equipment setups after. Thanks, host. No hands. Look, Ma, no hands. Yep. Okay, so now I'm down to 2 out of 5. I'm going to get my ammo refill up to 5 out of 5, and that's all the 3. And now we need to get up to... So yeah, I've got enough... Hey, Gamergans, what's up? So I think I have enough recon fleets to unlock the boss. Because you get the boss after 7 mob fleet clears. I've defeated 3, I need to defeat 4 more. So that's 1, 2, 3... Okay, there's only 3. But there's a good chance to unlock more. So I'm going to go up and hit up these 2 since they're close together. I'm kind of tempted to go down to this one, then go up to those 2. 3rd star? No, I'm not even gonna try. not even gonna bother. I would have to definitely manually control every single fight, and I probably could. I'm just a little too lazy. Okay, we're gonna go up to this one. Yeah. I probably could, but as far as I know, which I've asked the community, 3 stars does not affect your odds of getting the New Orleans to drop. The only thing that affects your odds of getting New Orleans to drop is S ranking, S clearing the boss fleet. You need to S clear. Technically, there's a very, very, very low chance she could drop on a B clear or a clear. Very unlikely, though. You want to S-clear your boss fleets to get your boss fleet ship drops. But yeah, I mean, I would have to... Not only would I have to manual control to do a full clear, but I also have to get really good luck with what mob fleets drop. I would want as many recon fleets to drop instead of main fleets, and I'd want as many 1 and 2 star fleets to drop instead of 3 star, or you know, their difficulty levels. So yeah, which this one was looking good at the start because I had those first 2 that were recon fleets, and then I had the 1 star ones drop. But look at this, I've got 1, 2, 3 3-star main fleets, and those alone, man, these main fleets absolutely destroy your rear fleet, because they all just non-stop barrage your back fleet. It's they're way tougher, way tougher. So in terms of clearing all of those, all right, enhanceable. So right now, So I'm basically just enhancing whatever level 100 ships I'm working on. And I tried it. So here's the thing. Aviation is the hardest to enhance because they only increase their aviation rank with aviation ships. So that's why whenever I have aircraft carriers, I only use them to enhance other aircraft carriers until they max out on their aviation stats. So once she reaches 299, then I'll start using them on Eagle, and then I don't know. Once I do, once I'm done Eagle, then unless I get another one up, I probably won't bother. I won't bother carrying. I'll just let them go wherever they need to go. No, I don't have everyone level 100. Not everyone. I have a bunch, certainly. But right now I have a bunch of ships between 80. I have a bunch of ships that are all 89 and 90 right now. Those are all the ones that are going on commissions. And then all of the like Italian ships that I have, and French ships, and collab ships, all the subs that I don't really care about, they're all down to like the 70s, because I don't really care that much about them, unless they're top tier. Okay, yosh, let's go, yosh. Okay, let's see. So I'm at 3 to 5, so I still need to beat 2 more fleets. And look at that, they're both down there. Good. So we're gonna go down to this one. There's an ambush. Please no. Okay. Right now, I could handle an ambush if I get hit. I won't restart. But obviously, and if I get hit with an ambush on my boss fleet, then it's over. And those times really fucking suck. It really blows when I get through, unlock the boss fleet, start moving towards the boss fleet with my boss defeating fleet, and they get hit with a fucking ambush. Because even just one ambush takes enough life out of them that, yeah, no, I need them all at 100% health, completely full potential in order to beat the boss fleet. So that's all that. Let's hope that doesn't happen right now, because if it happens on stream, that would suck and would be a waste of time. Most of the time, it doesn't happen, but I have had it happen a few times for sure. No, if you get... There's always a chance that you can get hit. Unless I had one more aircraft carrier in order to have the higher recon value. And then I'm always monitoring my ship HP here. So if Prince Heinrich gets too low, then I'll swap her positions with Yukikaze. Right now, her health isn't that low. I could leave her there, but just for the sake of example, if she's at about half health, ish, like between 50 and 60% health, then I'll swap her positions with Yukikaze until Perseus gets off enough heals that she's back up, and then I can swap them back and forth again. I'll swap Yukikaze and Prince Heinrich's position depending on who needs more health, because for those of you that don't know, the ship in the bottom takes the most damage, the ship at the top takes second most damage, and the ship that you have in the middle is protected the most. So right now I swapped Yukikaze and Prince Heinrich so that Yukikaze is in the position that's taking more damage, and Prince Heinrich is in the position taking slightly less, so that she doesn't lose too much health. Okay, all good. Didn't have to fight any main fleets. Normally I can handle a 2-star or a 3-star. I'll watch them. 2 stars I can generally clear without having to worry about calling in subs. 3 stars I might be able to clear without calling in subs as long as there's only one, but I'll keep a close eye on all of my ships' HP, and if they get too low, then I'll exit the battle to return their HP and then put subs on auto call. Okay, I gotta make sure they're on double line advance. Okay, so here, I'm not gonna, ideally you want all 6 of these flares, you want the 3 here and the 3 here, but because all of that traveling increases my bad luck of getting hit by an ambush, I just go for the one that's closest to the boss fleet. So here I'm gonna try to go to this one, and then I'll go straight to the boss fleet. Sometimes the boss fleet spawns up here, in which case I would go for that one, and then down to the boss fleet. Okay, it was good luck. We only got hit by an airstrike. Hey, there we go. Okay, good. Lucky. Then I make sure submarines are there, but I don't have them on auto, because I call them at a specific time. So during this battle, I keep a very close eye on all of my ship's HPs, because they can complete it on auto without me having to manual it, but it depends on luck. Depends on where they happen to get hit by suicide ships, or what ships in the enemy fleet are aiming for who, you know, how they dodge, you know, the proccing of their own abilities. If any of them sink, which right now, really the only ones that end up sinking is either Amagi, she sinks a lot, not a lot, but she sinks, and Azuma. They're the 2 that tend to take the most damage, with sometimes, of course, Nagato. If Nagato gets too low, because... yeah, no. Anyways, as soon as any of them are at risk of sinking, if they're too low, I will pause and restart. Because it is not... because if you lose, you're fucked. You're doing the whole chapter over again. And you don't want any of them sinking, because you need to get S rank, which means none of them can sink. Obviously, if I wasn't lazy, I could just manually control, and it's not an issue. So here I wait for... so this is when I call my sub-fleet. Once Fuso spawns in, with all 3 of these back ships here, because those 3 back ships hit super hard on your main fleet, depending on how much health I'm at, right? Because right now I probably could have not called them in, and I could have waited for the actual boss to spawn, which is sometimes works out better for me, but I generally spawn them in when on that last spawn with Fuso and the 3 main ships right before the boss. That tends to work out for me. But like I said, sometimes I'll just wait until the boss spawns, and then I call my subs. So here I'm keeping a close eye. So as usual, Amagi is running low. I think she's going to be okay though, because we're already down to 37. And Azuma, of course. Watching them both close, and it was fine. No issue. No worries. Handled. And of course, no New Orleans. I don't know how long this is going to take me. I'm just grinding out 14-4. One of these days, New Orleans will drop, and then I'll be done with 14-4 forever. Not forever. Probably until clearing mode comes on or something like that. But yeah, so that's my 14-4 routine for the most part. Let's see here. I don't know how close that guy is. I figured he was going to be here a lot sooner. I'm basically at the point now I'm just going to keep on grinding 14-4 and hang out. You know, I want to have some other runs to run into different situations, so you can see how I address them. But was there anything else I was going to show you? Yeah, I was going to show you my equipment and my fleets. So for my mob fleet, okay. So we got her pretty much top tier equipment on. You know, you want them to all have the evasion, the high performance hydraulic, because that is like one of the best pieces of auxiliary equipment for evasion, which you definitely want, because that is the only way they survive. This is one of the best guns equipped by her, one of the best torpedoes that isn't the rainbow torps, and one of her best anti-airs. Cosmic kicks is another thing good for extra evasion. There's all of her equipment, so she's got the hedgehog anti-subs, so that's a very key piece of equipment. And then repair toolkit for her, because that's very important for her survivability. She's getting more out of the repair toolkit than she would out of a hydraulic steering, I believe. Yukikaze, she has the improved death charge. That's another anti-sub, very key piece of equipment. And then her equipment. And then for the main fleet, she's got the BB gun with her pretty much best equipment for damage. Of course, we got Perseus here, so she's got the homing beacon, because that decreases airstrike loading time, which means that she's doing as many airstrikes as possible, which is as many heals as possible, because every time she launches an airstrike, she's doing healing, which is good. And then she has this specific swordfish, because once again, this swordfish is specifically anti-sub, so that's why she has both of those. And then she's got a steam catapult to give her extra damage output, and a homing beacon because she also does some healing with one of her abilities. And that's their equipment. And then for my boss fleet, Ozma is only Dev 25. She's not Dev 30 because Dev 30 is going to take a shit ton more blueprints. Here's her equipment. So she's got her best guns and stuff, her hydraulic. Her VH armor plating was recently removed as a recommended piece of equipment for her, but I still have it on because it does give her a lot more damage reduction and HP, and I think that's I think it's doing a lot more than the repair toolkit would be for her or anything else. I think that VH armor plating is really making her survive in that 14-4 boss run. And then we got Ayanami. Of course, she's got her repair toolkit, her torps, this main gun, because this gun makes her proc her. This is the fastest gun really in the game. So you want her to get her her all-out assault as much as possible, because her all-out assault, which happens every 10 times the main gun is fired, gives a chance for her her disability. Or yeah, no, not all-out assault, sorry, but every time that ship's fired its main guns, you want her demon ability anyways. That just makes it so she's gonna proc her ability as much as possible. And then of course this just gives her even more HP and damage increase to Sakura Empire enemies, which in this case are the enemies in 14-4. And then Noshiro, she's got the Beaver Squad, which is really good. You want to have at least one teammate on one of them, because that gives speed increase to all of the ships, which is like good for dodging. And then we have Nagato. She's got that gun because Nagato is what? Nagato is life, Nagato is love. Technically, I could have a much better fleet here that wasn't focused around her, but I will always focus around her because I love her so much, and I still like having her as the core of my IJN fleet. So even though she might not be the 100% best choice for 14-4 and this piece of equipment, I'm doing it anyways. And then she's got the fire control rider, which increases her first volley and then gives her extra like stuff. Of course, Shinano, she's pretty much equipped with the best stuff I can give her, except for dive bomber. Technically there's better right now, but they're in like research or the gear lab and stuff. And that new one, of course, that's research only. I have her with the hydraulic for evasion because she was getting slaughtered. So instead of having 2 steam catapults, she doesn't need a homing thing because she didn't really have abilities that heal, I don't think. So yeah, the hydraulic steering gear is giving her extra survivability. And then I have my Amagi, of course, and she's outfitted with similar best stuff that she can have. That I have to give her, at least. So that's that. And then I guess for my sub-fleet, of course it's a wolf pack fleet, because... And I could awaken them all to 125, but I only have 333 left of these chips, which isn't even enough to do all 3 of them, and is better saved for... I'm saving those for Shimikaze, when Shimikaze reaches 120. So, yeah, they don't really need... Unless I'm overflowing with those, which I'm not going to be anytime soon, they're going to stay at 120. And I've got her with her 2 homings, snorkel, and repair toolkit is the stuff that I chose to give her. There is the recommendations everywhere is to give her to give them where are they? These pressure things. Gives them a little good, decent HP and increases speed and blah 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 and stuff. But I found them sinking a lot more. I could probably swap them back now, because I really only use them for the first fight and the boss fleet, plus the occasional fight against other mobs. But I put repair toolkits on them just because I found some of them were pretty much always consistently sinking. So repair toolkits really increase their abilities there. And they pretty much look all the same. Again, improved snorkel as well, because that keeps them underwater for longer, which once again increases survivability. And yeah, I'm just waiting for more acoustic homing. So, because obviously this Mark 16 could be changed for another homing one, and this Type 95 could change for another homing one, but I do not have those at the moment. Machina, nice. E37 can also use Oxy instead of Snorkel, since it gives her Oxy stat. You mean the one I was just talking about? This one? Oh, the oxygen torpedoes, you mean? Oh, it does? Oh, really? Wait, I didn't... Is that one of her abilities and I just didn't know? Increases oxygen by 20. And damage against light armor when this bullet... Yeah. I don't know, this has been working out for me. So, like I said, it's doing it for me now. So I'll leave them there because I know it's helping them survive more. But I'll keep that in mind, though. That's a pretty cool tidbit that I just didn't. I guess I didn't catch that her ability giving her that. But for now, I'm able to clear 14 with those pieces of equipment. So I guess might as well not. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, as they say.